Hello everybody and a very welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. We are in a jovial mood. We are happy. It's the middle of the week, the weekend. Oh, it's just about in sight over there, but we've got lots to bring to you over the course of the rest of the week and indeed across the month as well. It's National Craft Month. I'm sure you know by now, in case you didn't, where you've been. Where have you been? We are bringing you the opportunity to grab loads and loads of brand new launches. We've got a brand new launch coming your way tomorrow, and next week I believe 6 launches, so lots to look forward to. Plus we thought we'd treat you, as it is kind of like our month really, so we are doing special deals and discounts each and every week, special codes as well for you too. The code this week is Nook and Papper. NCM, it took me a while at the start of the week, NCM, National Craft Month, paper. That will get you off today, 30% off selected paper craft. And the good thing is that you don't have to kind of go searching around the website for it. There is a category on the website. As soon as you click in the home page, you'll see it. You dive in, you fill up your baskets, you use that code, have 30% off. Marvellous. There's also in that section of the website some surprise inclusions. That's all I will say. There are some items which I kind of think shouldn't be there, so do have a look. And as always, if you are in that section of the website and you spy something that we're not talking about, let us know so we can tip everybody else off to get those deals. Now, with it being a Wednesday, I know what you're thinking. It's a Sheena Wednesday. Well, you would be correct in thinking it is a Sheena Wednesday. We've got Beautiful Beginnings coming up a little bit later on with loads and loads of great demos on Sheena products, and also the return of everybody's favourite feature, Essentials Corner. That's coming back tonight, where you can ask all of your questions. Over the course of this 2 hours, though, we have got a masterclass on the Mother Earth collection, and I'm delighted to say she's back. I've not seen her in about 3 weeks. The marvellous Sheena, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, ready to go. Have a good play. Great, all good. Yeah, 2 hours of well, colourful experimentation, I'd like to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and as we always, it was very high, wasn't it? Oh! As we know with these shows as well, you'll probably start off going down a road,
yes,
but then you might veer off down a side alley, right?
That might be true, down the road to the next village, next country, around the globe and back. That can happen. Yeah. But you know what? It'll all be in a creative, colourful fashion.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. As always, get in touch and say hello, ask any questions, anything you want to ask Sheena, please feel free. We've got Jan on the socials saying hi, Ben and Sheena. Hope you're good. I think we are. I think we're pretty good.
Good, yeah, all good. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Lois joins us saying good morning from Ohio. Oh, hi. Michelle is in saying good morning. Morning. Hi also to Kerry Carney, who says, I'm hoping to learn something great from Sheena today.
Oh, okay. No pressure.
Yeah.
Me too.
Producer Johnny. We can learn a few accents with Sheena. We'll probably learn a few songs as well, won't we?
Probably, yeah. I've already got one I'd lined up for today. I was so excited. You know, it's like, you know, you don't get out much, and like little things mean a lot. And I didn't come up with a song. You know, I love, in my life, every word, there's like a connection to a song. It's like I can link a song. And it was Deborah Durant who linked this song. And I went, oh, seriously, it brightened my day up no end. Wait till you hear, it's perfect for today's theme.
Mary Beth Doyle joins us from Minnesota. Hello. And also Jeffrey Langley says, happy hump day, Ben and Sheena and the marvellous and fantastic CTV crew. We have got producer Johnny and Jamie in the gallery steering the good ship craft. And just before we get started as well, can I say thank you to Gaz, who sent me a card today. There you go. So just pick that up from reception. Thank you very much indeed. Look, it's me. It's me on a card.
Hey, I spent the weekend with Gaz.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did on Sunday. Gaz, we went shopping together.
You went shopping together?
You know what, Gaz, mate? Thanks very much. I wasn't going to spend anything.
Yeah.
I came away with 3 more sketch packs.
Oh, did you?
I did at the shop. I thought, I don't know why I panic bought.
What you like?
Well, yeah, because you can't get them anywhere. But I thanked Gaz. Yeah. We had we had lunch. We had a good little chat, meet up. It was a lovely day, and it was his birthday, so it was champion.
Ah, champion. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? Thank you as well, Gaz, for the card. Always appreciate the. Just to let you know, the cheque must have fallen out though. Just there was nothing. All the money that you put in there, it was just nothing in there. So I don't know where that went. But thank you for the card. Very kind. Check. How old am I? How old am I? The check fell out.
I spent it.
I did think the envelope
Got there
looked like it
first.
had been like steamed open.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. There's a £50 check. Anyway, Christine joins us saying, good morning, everyone. Hello. And Ruth says, afternoon, Ben, Sheena and crew and crafty people in the chat. Currently, I'm making my mum's Mother's Day card with the layout collections, vase, flower, embossing folder and pattern paper. Just a little note, heads up there. Check out that section on the website, the National Craft Month section. You might find the layout collection. You might not. Just saying, it is. Ridiculous price on that. We might show it you later. It's ridiculous. Melody says, I'm so happy for a Ben and Sheena day. We're happy too. And let's get the happiness going with a fantastic deal on what, in my opinion, is the best manual machine you're ever likely to get your hands on. I say, what? I say, what? $41.99. For today only, we are giving you 25% off the Gemini Midi. It's the new one as well. It's the new one with the beautiful raspberry detailing. And of course, you know why I love this machine so much, because A, you're not having to worry about, complicated plate combinations. It's folder based, so you're whacking all your dies through to cut. If you want to do your embossing folders are just going straight through. If you've got 2D embossing folders, you've got your Shimmer in there as well. It's totally portable. You're going to get the precise pressure that you want each and every time that you use it. And the brilliant thing is as well, you've got that 6x9 size on it as well, so the majority of dies are going to go through here. It's the only machine I ever use. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's so simple to use. I love the fact that you don't have to plug it in, so you can take it with you wherever you go. Some would say, as a wise man once said, it is simplicity without the electricity. You have got the opportunity today to pick this up with 25% off, £41.99 platinum, $65.99. We haven't got many of these, though. That is the bad news. We have a small amount, less than 100 of these to go around. If you've wanted to get into die cutting and embossing in an easy, inexpensive way, this is the way to do it today only. And just also to say that if you've already got an electronic machine, it's nice to have the two together, best of both worlds. So grab it. If you've got any questions about the MIDI as well, feel free to fire those in. And let's get the chat started on this as well. If you're a MIDI owner, tell us why you love yours so much. And let's get as many of these out the door as possible, because we want people to take advantage of that amazing price. This price, every day they're flying out at this price. Tell your friends, if you've got someone watching who wants to get into craft and wants to be using the best manual machine around, IMO, yeah, that's right, then tell them today, only for today, and while stocks last. Now, we are here for a Sheena Masterclass, and it is all about the Mother Earth collection. We've got the 5-piece stamp collection for you. There are other elements from this collection available for you on the Shop the Show page, so do check that out. But what a steal here as well. You talk about value for money, a £40, $50 stamp set, all from the amazing crafty brains that is Sheena's, for $15.98 or $19.90. I feel a bit bad that we're doing that price with you here. It's a bit of an insult to you, this, Sheena.
It's a bit rude. I'm off.
Yeah.
I see you.
See
no,
ya.
it's not. It's, you know what? Get a bargain when you get them, because, loads of you got them when we brought them out, and fortunately, there's some left, so don't miss them if you have any interest.
And just as I flick through these as well, Sheena, we'll get your commentary on them, seeing as they are your invention. I mean, they're such a beautiful collection of images. I mean, I know we shouldn't have favourites. This is my favourite. What was the thought behind this collection when you put it together?
You know what? I think it's what we're all thinking at the minute, isn't it? It's about looking after each other and looking after the planet. We need to pay a bit more attention, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's what that is, hands holding and protecting the planet, united as one, Mother Earth, throughout the globe. And
that's lovely as well, isn't it? It's almost like the hand of friendship, offering the flowers to somebody else. And some beautiful sentiments in there. Things like, you are my world, just for you. You've even got like a sympathy quote in there as well, which is always handy to have. And then we've got all of these sort of different ladies. I kind of feel from sort of all continents of the globe.
Absolutely, that was the idea, Ben. So all with that floral element, because we love the flowers and we love that, colouring in. And you've got elements there that are going to make your background papers, they're going to make corners, they're going to make embellishments, and appropriate fonts for each one, wording for each one. And if you just like to sit and colour it, you could colour these in. I'll be using the Aquas today, but you could use them with your, with your alcohol markers, with your spectrum, whatever you like to colour in with your pencils. Just sit and have a nice little colouring in session.
Do you know what I love about your stamp collections as well? And you've done it on previous ones too, where I kind of think like you've got your sort of main focal image, but you always give us like a little extra stamp, which I think is kind of nice to kind of match up on maybe your insert or something like that, isn't it?
Exactly, and you know what? You can make full corners with those.
Yeah.
You can make well, you'll be seeing how, you look at them and you think, oh, well, yeah, exactly that. Maybe on an envelope or on the insert, but you can really do some really cool background with them too.
I mean, as you can see, it's a 5-piece stamp collection, but you're getting so many stamps within each set. All of the sentiments in here as well. And really beautiful sentiments like Namaste, you've got Take Care, You Are Precious, you've got Nurture and Love and Beauty. Really, really stunning, positive, uplifting collection, which Sheena's going to be using over the course of this show. £15.98 or £19.90. It's basically a half-price deal. Then you've got your discount on top of that. So it's almost an insult to Sheena's talents. But don't you worry about that. I'll calm her down, right? You just buy them. I'll keep her calm. But get them whilst you can, and you're going to get a really, really fantastic collection. And we'll have a look at some finished samples with Sheena in just a second. Sheena's obviously going to be using the Aqua markers. If you want to grab those as well, we've got them available for you on the show with a 15% saving. So once again, like such a really good opportunity to pick these up. If you've already got them, you won't be surprised to learn that eventually these will run out and you'll need more. So why pay $22.99 or $32.99 when you can pay £15 and change today, $22.43. These are all the colours that you're going to get from the Essentials collection. Of course, with these being water-based, you've got all of the mix and match ability with these and all of the different gradations of colour that you're going to be able to achieve with your water. Of course, you've got your beautiful brush nib one end, and then you've got that fine, ultra fine nib at the other. And then as well as the Essentials collection, we've also got on that same saving of 15% your Nature collection as well. So, a really great opportunity to jump in, give these a go, try them out maybe. Maybe you're someone who is on that sort of alcohol sort of colouring road and you've never really thought too much about doing watercolour. Today's the day to give it a go because you're getting the pens for an absolute steal of a price, and you've got the amazing talents of Sheena here in the studio showing you how to get the very best out of them, and also we're live as well, so if you want to ask any questions you can fire them in, we can get them answered for you and make the very most out of the 2 hours that we've got Sheena here for. I'll say a few more highs in just a second, but worth having a look with Sheena at some finished samples that she's got over there. That looks like a beautiful card.
Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely lovely. I don't know who made it, but it's stunning. It's absolutely lovely. And this, you can do all these background techniques, everything that you see on this card, you can do with the pens that we've got on the show today. But I just love that way you've got both images in there. And it's just, good sentiment behind it, Ben, I think.
Yeah.
For sure. And then we've got, I love this, isn't that gorgeous? The colours, it looks kind of like spice and like India, and it just, use the colours to kind of channel the look that you're going for. Again, another gorgeous. It looks quite Moroccan, that one, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
With that shape behind the background.
Gorgeous.
And then we've got the, I love this one. This is like, she reminds me of a disco diva, like 70s,
yes.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm singing I Will Survive and every, Gloria Gaynor, Donna Summer hit in me head. I'm having a lovely party just for me myself in my head.
I've got I Feel Love in my head now. That was Donna Summer, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant. Oh, tell you what, I rock that one in the car.
Yeah. Because
you can just make noises. You don't even have to say the words. It's just like, because you can hardly hear the words.
That's it.
Just say it. You might get that one later. You won't. And then we've got again more gorgeous ones. You see these bits in the background? I said they make much larger embellishments. Well, that's that little tiny corner. You can fit it together and make a whole big mandala with it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Cool. Then we've got, again, we're back to the disco. And you know what? It's the 70s vibe with that font. That's why I chose the font. I just thought I wanted all of the ladies from around the world to represent give it a different look, a different vibe.
Yeah.
And I think that's come across.
And I love the fact with the Aqua pens that we've got on this, show as well, you've got the ability to create all the different skin tones as well, haven't you?
The skin tone's perfect. We've got all of those, Ben. And yeah, these two sets are a great foundation set to add your other colours onto later.
That is beautiful.
I love that. Isn't that fab? We might have to leave that out. We may have to do a little bit of play to maybe recreate that one. Let's pop that one out there and we'll have a bit of play with that.
Oh,
but cute. I love the white space. It's not about covering everything within an inch of its life and thinking I have to kind of, you know, fill every bit of the card with colour. It's about that negative, that white space, which makes it look so elegant and clean, and it draws your eye to the focal point of this lady here. Again, look about all that white card there, but I love the way it's been cut out, but the stamp just continues behind there, so you've got the dimension. And it's just so delicate and pretty, isn't it?
Very clever.
She's kind of like the hippie kind of, I'm saying peace and love there, kind of like, you know, 60s kind of far out. So we've gone from the 60s, you know, vibe to 70s. Yeah. And then we've got that. So see how you can make the bigger format cards if you want as well, but because they're not huge images, I should mention that these are photopolymer as well.
And what does that mean for people that don't know?
Right, so that is, so back in the day when I used to make the stamps and bring them to you, it was in a rubber, like a grey or a red rubber. Yeah. And that was because that rubber was the toughest thing. You could literally just like, you know, I used to roll over it with my chair and nothing would happen to it. And it was indestructible. Well, it's not a challenge, but I'm just saying I didn't destroy it, was just saying something. But it also held all the detail that you wanted in the stamp. So then came along acrylic stamps, which were great for positioning, so you can see through them, but they didn't always hold the detail very well. If you press them, they squidged, and sometimes you'll find they've got like a double line. But now we've got photopolymer, which is the best of both worlds. It's like, you know, if these two had a baby and it was the best combination in the world, you get a photopolymer stamp. Fabulous. That's what you've got.
Stampy baby.
It's the best one you can get is the photopolymer.
Love it.
And then you've got, so basically you've got the robustness, the detail, and the of the rubber, but with the transparency of the acrylic.
Brilliant. So good. It's not, and again, isn't it nice to see you'd be forgiven for thinking that that all of these are kind of like different stamps, but no, it's just the clever use of the Aqua pens to create the different looks, the different skin tones, and that's why I think this collection was so popular when we launched it. And the fact that it was very, very different, but was, as I say, almost able to incorporate loads of different cultures and people from around the world. You're getting it for half price today if you've not yet picked it up, and there are other individual elements from the Mother Earth collection available individually on the website. A few more quick hellos to Tracy Harris, who says, "Hi Sheena, Ben and crew, happy Sheena Day."
Yay.
Sheena. Lynn says, "Good afternoon, Sheena, Ben and community and all the CTV team from Accord, Newcastle."
Oh.
I thought it was a bit warmer today up here. It was 8 degrees yesterday. It's totally tropical.
I tell you what, it was lovely driving when it was still light yesterday. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, so ready for the lighter nights.
That's it. And it's obviously lighter in the mornings now as well, which is quite nice, isn't it?
Brilliant. Love it.
Come on, spring. What are you waiting for? Michael Adams says, "Afternoon, Ben and Sheena, the Bear Man and Stephanie are watching." Thank you, Michael. I did see your picture that you sent on. It was on my other page actually, but I did see it. That's a lot of bears that you've got there. Lovely collection. Michael collects the, what do you call them? There's got a special name, but the bears. I don't know why I'm doing that. They've got a special name. Debbie Robinson was going on about them. Michael, let me know. There's a special name. He collects bears, and there's like a range of bears he collects. It's quite a...
There's stiff bears.
I don't think it's stiff.
Don't know.
I'll have a think. Michael, let me know. Debbie Durrant. Deborah. Hello, peoples.
Yeah.
Missed the start. Was busy shopping.
Yeah.
Too many bargains on the website. Don't tell the boss.
Well, yes. I did speak briefly, and she says, "Oh, I've just seen a few things I'm putting in my basket." Oh, okay. So she's still shopping. Yeah. That doesn't bode well, does it?
No, it doesn't bode well.
Uh-oh.
And Sandra Dundas says, "Good morning, Ben, Sheena, CTV crew, social media superstar, and all my crafty chums. It's lovely to have you all here with us. We're going to get started. As I said at the top, Sheena Wednesdays are normally very interactive, so it's over to you guys. fire in the questions, get in touch. Anything you want to know about any of the goodies on the show, anything you want to ask about that MIDI as well. Remember, we've only got double figures of those MIDIs with a 25% discount for today only. Don't miss it. You'll thank me later once you picked it up for this price. And fellow MIDI enthusiasts, please share the love in the comments and tell everyone else why they need one in their lives. And don't just say because it's simplicity of that electricity, because that's my thing. Come up with your own catchphrase. Right, let's get on over to Sheena. Where are we going to start, Sheena?
Well, you know what? So I just have to say, Johnny, just, you know, the conversation we had, like what we're going to do. We've already gone off plan, Johnny. Just saying.
She always does this, Johnny.
She's gone off plan. We haven't even got the foot in the door.
What is she
well,
like?
Well, here's why. Because this is like, my brain just clicks in, you know, when I have to. It's like any other time, it's just shut down. I'm like, you know, I'm autopilot. So it's kicked in again. I'll tell you what I was thinking, Johnny. We're going to talk about these pens, right?
That's what she wants.
These pens. We're loving the pens, Johnny, but here's what happens. When you get them, they're all a bit random in the box sometimes, right? And, you know, I'm always on about making a colour chart. Now, I don't have my colour charts here for this. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me make a whole colour chart. However, we have had people ask about, will you just show us? Because you assume so much. We do, you know, to try and get as much as we can in the show. But as we've got the time today to talk about these, I've had a few people saying in one of the previous Wednesdays, can you show me how you make your colour chart?
Okay.
And it's important. Now, the first thing before I even made the colour chart, what I did, I've taken the nature set as an example. Now, if you look here, I've kind of grouped them into what makes sense to me. So I've put my all my blues together from the darkest to the lightest. Yeah? And then for me, what leads on to there very well is a cooler tone, which would be the greens from. So I know all of these mixed together would be really, really good. I could mix them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And then there's one cool brown in the middle, which is kind of like, it means it doesn't have as much of a red tone in it. So again, that fits there to then lead me to the other three browns, from the darkest to the mid to the light, and then from my reddish colour, my orange and my golden colour. Can you see how that makes sense? To me, colouring as a, to keep myself right going forward, that, just take that time just to reshuffle them. You don't have to keep them in the order they are in the box, because then what you're going to do is you're going to start like with these first three and you're going to take them out. Now, I'm thinking, unless we've got new people, which are new all the time, we've shown you these pens so many times because they are one of my favourite products in the whole of the range. And this is why, because we've got, on one side, you've got a fine bullet nib like this. So we've got a fine bullet point like this, right? And it doesn't change. It's so consistent. So I can draw with that, because when you're drawing, you're hatching like this. And you're cross hatching like that. And what you want is you want the steady, stable line. You don't want it varying. However, if you want, and you like to brush letter or you like to colour in, you might want that control and variation of your brush nib. And that is amazing. And if you want to colour in just straight from the pen and have no lines whatsoever, forget the old felt tip pen thing that you used to think of. There's nothing like that. But I've put a load of ink down there. So most of the time, I'll be colouring them in with my water, my ordinary paintbrush and a little bit of water. So let me show you how I would make myself a colour chart with this. Probably, well, I'm not sure which is the darkest with Marine and Peacock, but we'll start with this one. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a scribble like that, about that much with my first colour. Then I'm going to immediately take some water and take some of the excess off my brush, and I'm going to splodge about half of that colour. Then I'm going to add a bit more water, and I'm going to keep adding more water. So when I look at this colour chart, I might be thinking, whoa, there's not a pastel blue in this whole set. Well, yeah, there is, because there's just that one there. And then just right underneath with your little one, this one is peacock blue. And I know this is a little bit of time that you think we don't usually spend, but I think it's important time. Let's just do another couple, because you know, if you guys have asked the question,
that's it.
That's what we want to do. We want to show you how these things work, and then see how that looked quite similar, but now this is more of a tealy kind of colour in there. Yeah. And look at how much water. We can keep going. I mean, literally, if you want to just pull that out even further, and then you're going to write down that that one was marine with your bullet nib, with your fine nib, and that is what I would definitely advise you do, and then keep that. keep that as your go-to. If you did get that sketch pack, and you know the one I said, make yourself colour charts in there, keep them all together, because then you've got a reference and you can just go to the book, and it might be your Aquas, it might be your Sheena Tri Aquas, it might be any of the other ranges, the sparkle pen, anything that you've got in the ranges.
Do you just stick them in a folder then, do you?
Keep them in a folder, yeah, absolutely. Don't keep them in bright sunlight, because all of these products are dye-based, and dye-based products will fade in bright sunlight. That's why they're great for paper craft and card sending. Pigment is the one that you're going to use if you're going to be putting stuff on the wall. So that's just a little quick overview of how I set up my pens.
Yep.
Next thing, shall we show you some bits that we can do with them?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So let's do, well, one of the things that we've got to do a bit of draw the line again, haven't we?
Oh, we love the draw the line.
We've got to do a bit of draw the line. Oh, come on. So this was something that I was just playing with. Let's do it with just a one colour. Shall we do brown, black or blue? What do you want, Ben?
Are you going to go for the one that I choose, though? Because I always fall into this trap. What one do you want to do?
What would I do? You know what? You can't get any more basic than black. Let's use black.
I was going to go black.
Black. That's what right answer.
Yeah.
So what you're going to need, this is another thing, this is really important. You're going to need watercolour card to play with these things, because it's using the right surface with the right product. Yeah. And the watercolour card is fab. You can use the multi-purpose for other things, but when you want to do these kind of techniques, you definitely want that. And you also want a large flat brush for this. So for draw the line, large flat brush, ready like that, and quite a bit of water and possibly a bit of kitchen paper.
What type of brush have you got there?
Oh, that would be a Royal and Langnickel.
Yes.
Hi, thank you. Crafting with Julia Childs. Hello, today we'll make a card. So, if you haven't watched Julia, you won't get any of that. But just saying. Sarah Lancashire, watch out. Just
always have to get one in.
We'll have a Julia off. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the brush thing. I've got my flat brush ready, and I'm going to create a distant line of trees. And the way I'm going to do that is just going to draw the line like that, and then I'm going to take my brush immediately with quite a bit of water on it, and I'm going to drag across the top. Look at that! Like this. And then what you're going to get is the effect of the impression of trees in the background. Can you see you've got that like fuzzy little line of trees, and then you keep going and you get them so that you're going to create a lake effect coming down from there. If it hasn't bled as much, you can go over again, but don't keep going over, because it will, you see there, we've got them coming up a bit more there.
Unreal.
And then you can add some little maybe bits in the foreground like this, and maybe a bit of a land thing there. Yeah. And then what you do is you then draw the line again with the water. We can drag this in. See how responsive these are. These are just such good fun. And then it's just plain, but you're creating really cool background effects.
I mean, come on, that is crazy. For that technique alone, you're buying these pens, aren't you?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's just so much fun. And you're loving this. When I first showed you this on one of the Wednesdays, and you were sharing them, and you know, it's a nice way to create a scene without having to be think, where am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? You just create something that looks pretty cool.
I mean, come on.
And then you're going to dry that. So we'll dry that quickly, and then we've got the other side to then add a bit more detail into it. So give that a dry. Once you've got what you want and it's moved as much as you want it to move, give it a quick dry. Then you're going to trim it down a little bit, and then you're going to do this next bit, which is going to be adding some fun bits, which is going to be so basic but easy to do as well. We're going to show you that with the other side of the pen.
It's incredible, right? If you've ever tried this too, feel free to send in your pictures of when you've drawn the line. Pat's joined us today saying, good morning, Sheena, Ben, the staff, and all my friends from New Jersey. Michael Adams says Charlie Bears is what he collects. I knew it was something like that, Charlie Bears. And Dawn says, question, with the bumper tape pen pack, which colour is the dots and which colour is the normal? So your purple is your dots. You've got a little sticker on there anyway, and your pink is your standard tape pens, but it's all on the tape pens for you. But hopefully that answers your question.
Right, so what you want to do is you want to trim this down so that it's all kind of neat, because you'll have little bits at the edges where, you know, you want it to just finish it off nicely. That's it, looks much better there. Just that little bit of trimming. And then you've got the other side of your pen. Let me just wipe this down because I'm sure to get water where I don't want it to be. So just be aware of that, especially if you're going to be blending the ink, which we'll do later.
I still can't, I know we've seen this before, but I still can't get over that technique, Sheena. And it makes, even if you've never drawn anything in your life before, all of a sudden you're like this incredible artist, aren't you, with that technique? It
is such a good leveler because everybody can do it. You know, all you have to do is just get the feel for the right amount of water on your brush, and then you're off and running. So what I'm doing is I'm just catching the base of this because I want these grasses and things to look like they're coming from the front of the image. Can you see? So by coming off, and what I'll probably do is just when I've done this, where they've gone a little bit wibbly wobbly there, I'll just trim them. Okay, so I like to do, and then you can do some little smaller things further back, so it looks like you've got different, you know, bits going on further back in your picture like this, and just keep it a little bit random if you can, so that it doesn't look too symmetrical, because that isn't going to look as cool. And then you could use the brush one for some bigger you know, leafy bits in the foreground as well, for like, you know, maybe the leaves and things. But you see how you've got a really cool scene almost ready there. And then if you just do scribbles like that, and then a little thing like that, you've got little bulrush type things, just by doing scribble and scribble, and then a little dot, and scribble, and then a little thing like that, and then like that, and then, so this is, have a little play. You'll love it, you'll have loads of fun, and it's one of those things that the more you do, the more you'll be doing little bits that you can keep trying and think, oh, I'll do this next.
And the incredible thing again about this, Sheena, I mean, obviously you are, you know, an exceptional talent, don't mind saying that, and, you know, and everyone knows how great you are, but this again is something that anybody can achieve, and to the untrained eye, I mean, that, if you showed that to somebody who isn't in this crazy world of craft, they would think you'd spent an afternoon doing that, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then it's a one black pen, which is why when everyone's asking what set of aquas will I go for, I always say get the essentials. And then add on after that, because you're going to want the basic colours that are in there, and then you add the colour pop on top. And you know, you can mix them with your water reactive inks and everything like that. Shall we show you something else fun to play with these as well? Do you want to see another little technique?
Yeah, why not, whilst we're here? Yeah.
Right, so this little one here I was playing with, can you see the mountains and things here, right? Let me show you how we did that effect. So this is one that we're calling wet into wet technique. So I'm going to take that black out again, and I'm going to scribble. You'll have to excuse me because I'm literally can hear nothing out of my left ear. So anything Ben's going to be saying to me today, it's going to be more random, make less sense than it usually does. So good luck to everyone watching. Yeah,
I think we've got through it quite well so far. I feel like I am talking a bit louder today, though, Sheena.
Oh, Ben, it's awful. It's driving me crazy.
It's horrible when you get a blocked ear, isn't it?
It's awful. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you can take the large brush again, and we're doing this in stages, and I'm going to take quite a bit of water, and we're going to do wet into wet here. So I'm doing, can you see the angle of the brush like this? And I'm just going up and down zigzags with lots of water, and you won't see anything, if anything, at the minute, just water, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this colour, and I'm just going to drop it in bits of this mountain where I kind of towards the one side.
Oh yeah.
Can you see? And can you see how the water is wicking the colour as it's going across?
That's incredible. Looks like the what's that remind me of? Is it a Toblerone box?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. All my references are songs and chocolate. Yeah, absolutely.
Songs and chocolate.
Absolutely. Can you see? But by using that corner of the brush, then you get that the paint kind of just wicking, and you need to make sure you've put enough water down for that to happen, and then you can just drag it down. So if you wanted to make like a river or something in the background, we can just continue by just pop in some bits like this across. And then, once you've done that, you can go back and do that bit I've just done, dry the card, and then put some foreground into that, and you've got your foreground scene as well. So maybe put just a little bank there.
That's just incredible. Making artists out of all of us, Sheena.
Well, you know what? It's the thing that if we play and we can get some little simple techniques for you. So I would dry that, right?
Yep.
And then I've got one more wet into wet technique to show you if you want, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whilst you're drying, Deborah Durant says, make all of your colour charts, laminate them, hold them together with a book ring, add a cover to protect from the light, and hang them in your crafty area so they're always on hand. That is a top tip. Margaret Yanker says, ordered both of your stamp sets yesterday. I'm looking forward to getting my next shipment. My pups are still sleeping. They stayed up with me all night. They're not even twitching in a deep sleep until I start fussing in the kitchen. What pups you got, Margaret?
Fantastic,
Send
thank you.
pictures.
So this is now where you can come in and you can use your other paint, and then you can do that foreground thing if you want, like this. So you've created a little bit of a interest from the foreground to the background. And see, I'm just using the pen just to scribble like this. And then you can again use your water and just drag that up a little bit if you want to make it a little bit so that it looks like it's got some little foliage bits going on.
Wow.
But that's how then you would build it up. And then if you think, well, I need to block that in, I don't want to use my pen on wet card, if you pick it up, then you can just continue and then you've got a wintry lake scene if you turn that down.
Love that.
Do you want to see another one?
Yeah, let's have one more.
All right, okay. It's I love a Wednesday because you think, you look and think, well, we've only got the stamps and we've got the pens, but you know what? With everything you can do with these, a good craft product in my book should be something that you can play with in a simple fashion, out of the box. Thank you very much. I'm off and running, and it does what it's supposed to do. But then it's like, whoa, that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. And then you can play a bit further and be more creative with it further down the line. Right, let's use that bit of card. So the other thing you can do is, pick out a couple of colours. Let's say we'll do this marine colour. Let's do that, and possibly this green. 3 colours there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribble these colours down like that. And this is from the nature set. Okay, like that. And
most popular one so far today.
Sorry?
The most popular set so far today, the nature.
Fantastic. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a wibbly wobbly leaf shape. Just, doesn't matter, just a big leaf like that. Just one leaf at a time. Just like this, lots of water.
Yeah.
And just painting with the water. And then I'm going to take some of the colour and I'm going to just drop it in like this. And can you see how it's just bursting through the petal like this?
Yeah. Oh,
and that, when you leave it, will just do its own thing and join up and do it in colour. And then we can do another one. Keep them separate, because basically with wet into wet, with watercolour, the water only goes where there's wet, where it's wet.
Yeah.
So it won't wick into a dry bit. I mean, water's not that clean there. Unless it touches another wet bit, it'll go into that wet bit. So if it's dry, that's where it stops, which is really cool, I think.
It's a really clever effect, this, actually.
It's so satisfying because it just goes where it wants to go. You can encourage it a little bit, but the fun of it is to not do that, is to just let it do its thing. And then you've got, again, another original painting, like the Draw the Line, that you can do yourself. And then I'll show you why we can take that further quickly. See how that's just wicked into that. So the secret is you've got to have plenty of water in it. Now, you continue like that. And here's one I did earlier. You see when you leave it, it just does its own little thing like that.
Amazing.
And then what you can do, Ben, is you can take one of those pens. It could be the black one. It could be the dark blue one. Black or blue? Let's go black. Go on then. So now you can take your black pen and then draw around your petals like this.
This is incredible. I don't think I've seen this technique before.
Better. Sorry?
I don't think I've seen you do this before.
No, I haven't done this. I saved it for you today, Ben.
Premiere.
Yes, a premiere. I did create some stamps like this in the past that you could drop the water in and colour with them, but I haven't shown you the inspiration it was where I created the shapes for these. And then you can just draw circles like this in the centre. And then you can colour them in if you want, and they're the centre of your flower.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is you can go around and you can just do little bits like this and little droplets or whatever around the corner and just embellish.
Yeah.
And
it's lovely seeing you use the pens in this way as well, and I love seeing you use that ultra fine nib as well, because we don't often see that being used. I think a lot of people just, obviously buy these for that brush nib and to lay down the colour and then to get their brushes involved. So it's nice to actually see how we can incorporate the other end of that pen.
Absolutely. And this is just fun. And this is where, when you think, okay, your confidence is building, all these things that we're showing you.
Yeah.
It is, increasing your confidence with, with what you can do. And the more you do that, the more you can, you want to play with things like this. Maybe, when you first started, you'll be like, no. But honestly, just have a play and just go with it. And this is how you can then create your own original work. But see what I'm doing? I'm being deliberately wibbly wobbly with the lines, and then I'm thinking, okay, let's do a little bit of this, and just think of just what you can do with your different patterns and different shapes. And if you like tangling and things like that, you've probably got a good start to what you can do with these. And just have fun as you go around again.
It's so amazing to watch. You're getting lots of love coming through, by the way. Mary Beth Dawes says, I love watching Sheena and the draw the line technique. You cannot see it too often. Mary says, Sheena, you just mesmerise me. I just can't look away. Awesomeness. That's what she says about you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Can you see how cool that's going to look when we're done?
Yeah.
I might do that and continue it off camera. Maybe we'll look at it in the show later. But there's more just things that you can do with the pens before we've even made backgrounds with them.
It's amazing, isn't it? It is like wizardry. He's a wizard, Harry. I mean, come on. That's why you come here on a Wednesday to see Sheena. And this is the thing that you can do. Pick up the pens just to do the draw the line, just to do the techniques that Sheena's just shown you here. You can achieve this. This is the point. And even if you're a little bit wary, and I can understand that if you are, you think, oh, no, I don't know if I can do it. Have a go. Get the pens for this amazing 15% off price today. You've got watercolor card stock on the Beautiful Beginnings show later on a buy two, get one free deal. Get it home, have a play. And if you do it the first time and you look at it and you go, well, that's a bit rubbish, you've wasted a bit of card. But you keep going, you keep trying, you keep having a play. And honestly, in no time at all, I truly believe that we'll all be able to do this, create what Sheena's doing with that draw the line technique, especially a lot of people chatting about that. Grab the opportunity today, get the pens. If you want to pick up that stamp set as well, but these Aqua pens on a sensational deal. Get the nature, get the essentials as well, and you can be doing exactly what Sheena does. Come back, watch the show once you've got your goodies, and of course you can craft along with Sheena because you can rewind the shows, rewatch them at a time to suit you. Colleen's just said, I could just watch Sheena all day. Me too. And it's a good job as well because she's with us all day as well. I've just looked at the time. I've heard the guys from here going, 15 minutes till the top of the hour. I can't believe where that 45 minutes has gone. It's 45 minutes. It's flown over. Stop being so awesome, Sheena, for goodness sake. We've got Sheena, of course, later on with Beautiful Beginnings too. So lots more to come later and lots more Sheena demos on Sheena product. Very, very quickly though, just whilst Sheena gets ready for her next demo, I wanted to show you something which I don't think this is supposed to be in the National Craft Month layout paper collection. It's the layout collection, right, which we launched, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago now. Huge, huge response to this. So many people absolutely loved it. Right, this is the price it should be, just crossed out here, £182 or $233. Have you noticed why I've got a bit quieter? Just in case the bosses have heard. Although, here are they. Yeah, look at this, way! $79.99 or $99.99. So initially look at the saving that you're making here, okay? Then you're gonna get your discount, because we assume the majority of you are platinum, yeah? $63.99 or $79.99. incredible. But then the news doesn't stop there because it's in that section on the website. So you pop that code in, NCM paper, 30% comes off, which makes that, by my calculations, £44.79. £44.79. And wait, and if you've not yet seen this, wait till you see what you're going to get for that price. If you're in the US, $55.99. I don't know how long I've got to chat about this, but I could do. Oh, you got as long as you want. I was just about to say I could do 15 minutes on this. For me, the genius about this was that it allows you, even if you've never made a card before, to have the confidence to put a card together and to construct it. And in my little brain, this came up to me like, you know, like we've got the Academy of Colour system for those people who've never coloured before, you know, never had the confidence to do it. That's what the Academy of Colour was for. The layout collection for me was the paper craft version of that, because I think a lot of people, like me included as well, because, you know, I'm doing a little bit now, you know, putting cards together. I enjoy the challenge of doing it. And whereas, you know, I'm not too fussed if I make something that looks a bit rubbish, I'm just like, oh, I started going to do it. I know a lot of people get concerned about that. This collection is all about making sure that you're going to have the confidence to create a brilliant project each and every time, because you've got the layout and you've got the sketch, and this is the important thing here. This sketch, this is what Craig talks about when we launched this. It's all about having that there, right? You've got 30 projects in here, 30 recipe cards as we've called them, and each and every one shows you the layout. This is so important because what you'll do when you get this home is that you will initially, this is what I did, because I've already used this, you'll go 1 to 30 and you'll look at this first one, which is your hugs and kisses. So you've got your card there, you've got your sketch, okay, which shows you everything you need, and then you flip it over, and what you'll do is you'll follow it step by step by step by step, and you'll go for the exact measurements as well, right? You'll go for the exact measurements which are written down in here. But then over time, as you go through all of the different designs in here and use all of the sketches, you'll grow in confidence because you'll be making all these different designs, and then you'll go, okay, well, hang on a minute. If the instructions on this are showing me like a 6x6 card or an 8x8 card, maybe I could make that into like a 12x12 scrapbook page, and you'll have the confidence to be able to do it because the sketch is there for you, and you can follow that. You can make it bigger, you can shrink it down, however you want to do it. It is just a fantastic system. And the genius also about this, which I'll get onto in just a second because you get tons for your money, is that if you look at this and thinking, oh, that's quite a nice stamp, I love those papers, you get everything that you're seeing in the box that you're going to get with it. So like with the Academy of Colour, where you had all of the stamps and all of the pens and all of the cards, so it's a one-box wonder, all self-contained, all ready to go. If you are new to making cards, I truly, truly believe that this is the system that is going to, you know, get you that confidence that you want, step you up that level and get you kind of creating fantastic looking cards, and then get you kind of, you know, trying these out in different sizes, trying these out in different ways, you know, taking that sketch and slightly changing it just a little bit, manipulating it just a little bit, you know, taking the sketch that you've got on this project here and going, well, actually, I quite like those stamps that I've got in this collection, but I've got a beautiful butterfly stamp elsewhere in my craft room that I want to incorporate. Or I quite like those papers, but I want to make it a bit more of a sort of Christmas themed. That's brilliant, and that's where you'll go with this, is you'll follow these step by step initially, and then you'll start bringing in your own stamps. You'll start bringing in your own collections. This is the one that I did. If you go back to Moseby's Makes episode 2 on YouTube, you'll find that this is one that I work with, so it's number 13, Best Wishes, and I incorporated the Cosmic collection with this one. So I thought it'd be quite nice to kind of take the general idea of it, but use sort of more cosmic-y papers and incorporate stars in there instead of the bunting. So, and this is this guy. This is this guy having these ideas. So you're thinking, if he can do it, I can blooming do it. If he can do it, anyone can do it. And that's what this literally gives you the confidence to be able to do. I won't flick through them all, but you've got 30 different recipe cards in there, okay? They're all going to fit really nicely into this binder for you as well. It is your lever arch folder, so you can keep everything in place. And look, how smart does that look? So it's all going to be incorporated in there. Pop it on your shelf, and everything that you need is within it. Now, on top of all of that, you're going to get your box included as well. inside the box, I know it says it on the screen, but you've got to see it to believe it, for £44.79 or $55.99 if you're platinum. Use that code. It's ridiculous. So all of the information, all of the inspiration in that folder, it's in there, right? But what else am I going to get in this set? You are going to get all of the stamps. So the stamps that I showed you on the recipe cards just a few moments ago, you are going to be receiving. You've got your 8x8 acrylic stamps. There's a 19-piece collection, 4x6 acrylic stamps, 20-piece set. So you've got all of your images there for all sorts of different occasions, for all sorts of different projects. Look beautiful coloured in. That's how they're going to come to you just here. And you'll also get the panels to be able to store these on as well within your folder. Then you're going to get all of your sentiment stamps in there too. So whilst this is like a class, if you like, a bit of a system to get you better at card making, it's also going to be a set that you'll come back to time and time and time again, because you've got stamps for all occasions, and then you've got sentiments for all occasions as well. Things like you are loved, sweet friend, hello, treat yourself, you are lovely, tons and tons of different sentiments in there. Then on top of all of that, and this is where it gets crazy, and this is why you need to buy it today with that code, you're going to get all of your embossing folders. So you're going to get a 5x5 2D embossing folder, a 5x7 2D, and a 6x4 3D. And again, these are so super useful because you've got beautiful florals in there, which we always talk about as being a must within craft. Stunning butterflies in there as well. And then your 3D embossing folder, which is the 6x4, is almost like a card within itself. Once again, beautiful bouquet on that sort of lattice background, and then you can pop a little sentiment on there, pop a little ribbon on there. You've got a fantastic card. That is not all, because you're also going to get on top of that all of your dies, and my goodness me, this is incredible. You're getting nesting dies in your oval shapes. Each and every one of these has that beautiful outer die as well, so that scallop design. You've got ovals in here. Then you're going to get all of your circles included as well, and all of the recipe cards incorporate all of these different dies. And like I say, the brilliant thing is, if you kind of use the exact die for the exact project, then you think to yourself, well, I want to shrink it down a bit, you've got the dies to be able to do it, because look at all of the circular dies that you've got in there. You've got squares in here too. Again, bigger size squares with that sort of scalloped edge if you want to use that as well. And then if you decide that you want to do more decorations and go super duper teeny tiny, you can do that as well, because you've got smaller squares in there as well. On top of all of that, you're also going to get your beautiful nesting frames in that sort of slightly different design. You've got your decorative nesting frames here as well on top of all of that. Then we're going to give you a load of edgeable dies included too. So let's say border dies if you like. So creating like a little rippled edge. This one a slightly sort of different wavy edge and a torn edge effect for all of your projects. Then on top of that, you're going to get your little nesting die tags as well. If you want some new tags, make sure you're watching the show tomorrow. Then on top of all of that, you are going to be getting your banner dies. So again, these are all incorporated from within the recipe cards. And then on top of all of that, you're going to get your little decorative embellishments. So we give you the little triangle, you've got your star, you've got all of the elements here to build up that flower, and then you've got that stunning heart set too. But that's not all, because we're also going to give you 100 adhesive gems to be able to add to all of your projects. And on top of all of that, you're also going to get all of your matching satin ribbon. You're getting 9 lengths of ribbon, 3 different thicknesses, 3 colours, and you're getting, it is a metre of each. And as I've mentioned, the brilliant thing is, not got them with me, but you are going to get a 2-pack of magnetic die storage panels to store your dies within that folder, and you're also going to get a 2-pack of stamp storage panels to store your stamps within that. Tell me, for $44.79 or $55.99, that is not the best deal that you have seen for weeks. You need to use this code though, just to stress again, this is the price, which is incredible in itself. Look at the saving you're making here, £102 or $133. This is an incredible price. It gets ridiculous when you pop that 30% code in. NCM Paper will get you another 30% off, $44.79, $55.99. Get it whilst you can, because I really don't feel it should be in that section of the website. Let me know if you snap that up. I mean, you might already have this collection and you're thinking to yourself, this would be a great gift idea for someone in your life who wants to get into crafting. Treat them at a fraction of the price today. That's very, very popular. It has been, it will be again today. Now we've shown it. And that's a star buy. This is the star buy as well when it comes to the Gemini Midi 24 hours only on the Gemini Midi, the machine of choice for me. It's the only machine I ever use. I absolutely love it. It's simple, it's easy to use for the fact that you don't have any sort of plates as it were. It's all folder based. So literally you're doing all your die cutting with your folder. Again, you're flipping and rotating that, making sure you're going to get the very best and getting the longevity out of it. And then you've got your shim as well. It was a purple shim with the original Midi, but it's a clear shim that you're going to use for your 2D embossing folders. 3D embossing folders, you're just popping straight through. 6x9 size. So what I find is that the majority of dies that I like to cut with are going to go through here. The majority of your embossing folders are going to go through here as well. And the super thing about it is totally portable. When you pick this up, right, you feel how substantial this is. You'll feel kind of like all the mechanisms and the gears inside there as well for you. And it's got the suckers on the bottom too. So when you're popping this down, maybe you want to do a bit of crafting as the weather gets nicer down the bottom of the garden. You're not likely going to get an extension lead, are you? And take it all the way down the bottom of the garden to do some die cutting. The Midi, you can just simply take with you, take your bits and pieces, off you go. It's all done manually. And the precision and the power that you get with this, you're just going to be delighted. If you love the power and precision of your Gemini or of your Junior, of your G2, you have got substantial power in manual form here as well. All the brand new colors too, okay? So we've got that in the raspberry. It's no different in how this is going to cut for you, how this is going to work for you as opposed to the original Gemini. It's just that different color. So again, if you're a G2 owner and you're thinking about getting a manual machine, this is going to match up absolutely beautifully for you. You get your plastic folder, you get your plastic shim included with the machine, and you're also going to get your user guide as well, but it's very self-explanatory. Only for today will you be able to pick this up at that price. Get it whilst you can. Maybe you've got an electronic and you're branching out into manual. Maybe you are someone who just wants to get started. Maybe you're picking up the layout collection today as your first crafty buy and you need a machine to go with it. Boom, off you go. You're welcome. You've saved an absolute packet. £41.99 platinum, £65.99. Only for today do you get 25% off. Price will go back up tomorrow if we have stock left because we have double figures of that, and that is all. Just before we get back to Sheena for the second half of the show, talking about new crafters, and Dawn won't mind me saying, because I recognise Dawn's name, and she messages me now and again, because we're sort of on that same journey, Dawn, aren't we? We're just, me and you, just sort of both starting out, trying things out, and look at what Dawn's creating. As a new crafter, absolutely brilliant. So you have been a little bit busy here with the Floral Creations kit. Wow, that is incredible. That is a lot of die cutting. What machine did you use, Dawn? You have to let us know, but that's incredible. All of the flowers there, cut out, stored in a little box. And again, taking the tip that you can remove the slats out of there to increase the size of the space. So the other day, yeah, Johnny's just saying, you were up at 4 a.m. the other day watching the wrestling, true story. Dawn was up at 4 a.m. the other day, cutting out all of her flowers for her Floral Creations collection. That is amazing, Dawn. I cannot wait to see what you're going to be creating with that as well, which is just fantastic. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. Lots of chat about the layout collection. Cindy is saying, I've got the layout collection and I love it. It really does help you when you need some inspiration. Definitely, I think for more experienced crafters as well, you must have those days, surely, when you go, can't think of anything to make, can't think of any designs. All there for you in that folder. All there in the folder for you. Evelyn's joined us as well, saying good morning from beautiful Colorado. And Kerry Carney says, I use my layout collection all the time. More layout collection chat, please, and let everybody know why they need that in their life, because that deal is just sensational. It's in the category I'll remind you of in just a second. And Cindy Richmond says, I love my Mini, very easy to use and easy to take with you. Same with the Midi as well. Obviously, you've got the advantage of that being slightly bigger than your Mini, so you'll get a lot more dies and embossing folders within that. 24 hours only though, 25% off. And remember that code that you want to use on the layout collection, it's all there on the website for you. You won't miss it as you log in to our website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu. It's there on the front page for you. So you log in, you'll see that one standing out like a beacon going, buy me, buy me, buy me. You get that in your basket. It doesn't actually say that, but you know now you need to, don't you? And there's loads of other deals for you as well. But make sure if you shop that section, you do need to apply the code. It doesn't automatically take you 30% off. So that code you need to put in NCM paper. And if you're not sure, if you're shopping the web and you're not sure whether that code will apply, just add it. when you check out NCM Paper. Get you 30% off selected papercraft items on the website today. Welcome. If you have just joined us, we are masterclassing it, Sheena style-y. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's all about the Mother Earth collection, which you guys absolutely love. Half price deal on the stamps for you. Loads of other Sheena goodies coming your way as well a little bit later on in Beautiful Beginnings. So if you're a big fan of Sheena, big fan of the collections, make sure you join us for that, and do make sure that you are shopping the website as well. Oh, I've been wittering on Sheena. Are you all right over there?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, yes. You know what? The sad thing is I've been playing all the time we were talking. It was like, oh, I could have it. As soon as this thing's put in front of me, it's like I get ideas, and I think, oh, I wonder if that'll work. And yeah, regardless if it's a studio, if it's at home, what can I say?
We've had a brilliant first hour as well, apart from me wittering away at the end of the hour. We were drawing the line, we were creating amazing projects with the Aqua pens that we've got on the show. The Mother Earth collection as well, been very, very popular. It's the stamps from that set. If there's other elements that you want from that collection, like the pens, for example, that came with that, they are available as individual items if you shop the show. But what a deal on the Mother Earth stamps. £15.98 or $19.90. I'll just quickly show you these once again. I won't spend too much time rabbiting away, because I've done that. I've done my quota of rabbiting for this show. Oh, thanks, Johnny. Johnny just said, I have 2 hours off after the end of the show. Thank you very much. I will. But I will be very, very busy in those 2 hours, Jamie. Of course I will. But you've got all of these fantastic images there, and some beautiful sentiments to go with them as well at a slashed down price. These were, what, $39.95, $49.75, half price deal for you, less your 20% if you're platinum, $15.98 or $19.90 is your platinum price on those. Love the fact that you've been sending in your picks as well. Keep those coming through. Any questions that you've got for Sheena as well, let's ask while she's here. I know a lot of you might be saving those for Beautiful Beginnings a little bit later on, but if there's anything specific to this show, please feel free to fire them in. Right, I'm going to go and put my feet up on the sofa over there. What are you going to show us next, Sheena?
Well, I thought we really looked at how to use those fabulous pens, and we spent a little bit more time, but you know, why would you not when they're so versatile? So the next thing is with the stamps. I thought we'd start off with some really keeping it as simple as possible and building up on that. So the first thing I thought we could do is I have actually embossed on here white onto white, which is horrible for TV because you can't see a thing, but in a minute you will do. So in order to kind of move it along a little bit, I already stamped and embossed the this lady here, which is this one down here in white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use also the big floral that comes on that same sheet. So that's a good sizable stamp in its own right, Ben.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of think of them just as the main images, but there's so much more on there. So I'm inking this up with a clear embossing powder, and I'm going to take this off the side of the card as I did with the lady. It's just coming off the side there. And this is the bit where I'm trying to hurry up so that we can get to the fun bit. So it's really hard to see where I've been, so I'm just going to, if it overlaps, it doesn't really matter that much. It'll be fine, because it's going to be white on white anyway. You
love your rocker blocks as well, don't you?
I do. You know what? For speed, I did use the repositionable for her, because I wanted to go over it a couple of times just to make sure that I had caught everything. But when it's just regular stamping, and if I was at home, I would have just used the rocker blocks for her too, because you know, they just work. And it was really funny though, years ago when Leanne was trying to convince me to give them a try. Oh, I dug my heels in. I was not going to play. It was like, no, it isn't broken.
Don't want to.
I just didn't want to do it. It was like, well, because I was already doing like TV and things with regular, you know, block and everything, and thinking, oh, no, what if it doesn't work and I'm going to look a bit stupid and everything. And I tried it. I went, oh, okay, fair enough. And then doing workshops after that, instead of taking a whole pack of series of different size acrylic blocks, all I'd take was the large rocker block, which would do every size stamp from the biggest that would fit on there to the tiniest, and I wouldn't get a double image, and it was lighter, it was just much more convenient and worked every time. And again, But then I had people on the workshops going, oh, I haven't tried these before. So then I become Chivers. I channeled the Chivers. And
Channeling
I said,
the Chivers.
Channeled the Chivers. It was a bit of a scary moment, but I did. I've channeled the Chivers. And,
Shiver me timbers.
And actually, and they give it a try, and I was like, wow. So what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to take out some colour here. I'm going to take just the blue colours, and I'm going to go just monochrome. I've got this Kingfisher colour.
Yeah.
And I've got the marine. Let's go marine. I may even put a touch of this sea green in. I wasn't going to, but I'll see. I may do that as well.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, but not loads of colour, because what I'm going to do also, and this is the other way you can use your pens as well, I'm going to use a little bit of glycerin next to each one. And literally, I just bought these little containers and put my glycerin in there, and it makes it so much more usable.
And I know you come onto this, but chat to me about the glycerin again, because a lot of people chat about this. Why do we use this?
Right, so glycerin it started with me using it for faux leather years ago, and we've got to do that. We've got to do faux leather. We've got to do that. So, and then I started researching, and also the first blendable ink pads that came out that you blended across the surface. I went to America, to New Jersey, to learn how to use these blendable inks, because before they came out, you just had inks that stayed where you put them. They wouldn't blend over the surface. And one of the things that the technical terms was that they have a long open time. So then I looked into glycerin, and I realised that this actually does extend the drying time of anything you use it with. So if it's water-based and you use it, it does two things. It makes it much more thick and viscous, so that it makes the ink gloopier rather than runny, yeah? And it also slows it down for drying, so it means it glides across the surface of the card. So that was it, Ben. So what I'm doing is I've picked some up on my applicator, and before I put it on my image, I'm trying it out like this. I want to know how, and if I want it lighter, all I'm going to do, I'm going to throw that over there, bit of juggling, bit of cocktail stamping there. And then I'm going to just put a little bit more glycerin if I don't want it quite as dark, and I can make that a bit paler.
And it's not like craft-specific glycerin, is it?
No, just go to your regular, like your cooking area, you know, in your cake decoration and things like that. And online you get like loads of it. I was talking to Gaz, and he just bought himself a whole load of glycerin. And he ended up, mate, you know how much he bought? A litre of it.
A litre?
Gaz, you didn't need a litre, but he couldn't find a smaller bottle of it. I went, oh, well, that's going to last you a bit. So everybody, anyone that knows Gaz, if you're looking for glycerin,
go knock on his door.
he's the guy. See Gaz.
Glycerin Gaz.
Glycerin Gaz, yeah. So what I've got now is I've gone over that white area, and I wanted this to look really, really ethereal and pale and very, very, really, really subtle, like myself.
Yeah.
And so I've just built it up with the lightest colour first.
Yeah.
And now I'm going over with the slightly darker colour just to see how I want that. And then you've got a really clean, minimalist card that gives it a completely different feel and vibe to the others, and the other ones I'm going to be making. That's gone a little bit splodgy there. I didn't want as much. Now, if you do end up with a bit of it like that, you usually can blend it out because of the glycerin and get away with that. And just, I want it to just not be fully covered, but I just want to blend it so that you can see her and you can see the flowers. And then we've got a space in there for a greeting. And I just think that's really pretty and delicate, isn't it? And so that's a really easy resist, and again, just with a pen. So we see why they're my desert island crafting products. So right now, I'm going to clear it up, and then we'll have another. We'll do another card with the same thing.
Yeah, a few comments coming through. Well done, Karen Callan. It says, I've just snapped up the layout collection. That is a buy, Karen. And Donna Yam says, hello, Ben. The price on that layout collection is making me consider a second one so I can multi-cut. I mean, at that price, why not? You can go a lot quicker, can't you, if you've got the two. Mary Beth Doyle says, please do the faux leather technique. Next time.
Well, you know what? There's an embossing folder in that collection. And I don't know if we'll have time to do it on this show, but we could even try it on the next show. I don't know if we're going to have that. We'll discuss it. It basically needs an embossing folder to do the faux leather technique to show you.
So we'll put our reds together in the gap, and we'll try and do it. Maybe look at doing it in Beautiful Beginnings for you later on. Teresa's just asked, and again, she's... sorry, producer Johnny just said, we'll need some faux leather. Let's use Ben's leather trousers. I don't wear leather trousers. Only on a Saturday night. Teresa says, is the glycerin vegetable-based? That is all that I can find on the internet.
Yes, absolutely. That's what you want, the vegetable-based stuff.
Okay.
Fabulous. So I haven't got any faux leather made to show you. We'd have to make it in the show and show you what it looks like.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically it starts off with craft cord,
Right.
glycerin,
Yeah.
and then you're going to use water reactive ink on the surface of it,
Yeah.
and then you're going to use spray and shine.
Oh, so it could be...
We've got everything we need. It's just, I don't have one finished to show you.
Do it. Maybe that could be your big finale before Essentials Corner. No, what we do is Sheena does her normal show, and then just before the Essentials Corner, we go, and for the big finale, before the Q&A, faux leather.
Yeah. Right, let me have a play in the break and see what I can come up with if we've got everything we need.
Okay.
All right. Cool. No pressure.
No pressure. Right, back to you.
Right then, Ben. So what I've got is I've got some of these pens again, and I've stamped this lady out on a square like that, and I've cut a sort of circle. If you've got a circle punch, that's easy. And then, but I didn't, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be close to.
Yeah.
And I've popped that over there with a little bit of tape that I've taken away the sticky from. And I'm going to go around here with this colour, this blue that I just used, and I've popped a little bit of a greyish colour on there as well. I'm not really worried about catching her with this because I'm going to colour her in and she's going to be much more colourful than this bit here. But that now should hopefully have created like a halo around her face. And then we're going to go ahead and colour her in. And that's as simple as that. So I will always be that thrifty crafter. Whatever I buy, I love to use something that is a free or a very little expense thing, like the glycerin, that then makes my investment stuff, like my pens, do so much more. I love that kind of thing. You know, when we did the floor polish as well and things like that. It's just...
Sorry to interrupt. Is there a substitute? Because Lynn's saying she can't get glycerin for love nor money. Is there anything else she could use or not?
No, glycerin. No. But I got it from, you know, the big place beginning with A. That's like a rainforest. Ah,
yes. Yeah. Well, that's where Teresa says she's just got hers from, Lynn. So maybe have a look there. But yeah, I was going to say, if not, go and see Gaz. But you say, P.S. I live nowhere near.
Gaz has got it all. That's why. Yeah. Gaz bought the lot.
Yeah. Gaz, if you're watching, maybe start decanting stuff, sending it out.
Yeah,
Gaz, it's glycerin.
We've got buyers for your glycerin, Gaz.
Glycerin gas, yeah.
Right, so what I've done, Ben, is I've scribbled a series of these brown colours like this here, just so that I can start using, like, you know, some bits and pieces there. And I'm going to, first of all, pick one out that I want to colour for the skin colour. And so this might be a good one. I'm not going to get too fancy with it. Possibly that and that together will give me a warmer skin tone. Yeah, a little bit of that and that. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm going to use a bit of that and that, and I'm just going to go across more towards her, like the hairline, yeah, like that.
Yep.
And then just a little bit of water. We want it quite pale. We don't want it too coloured because we're going subtle here again, yeah? And again, if you want it a bit darker, what you're going to have is you're going to have shadow in the hairline like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably enough for the face right now.
Yeah.
And then for the hair, we can mix the browns in together and just start colouring in like this and have some darker at the base, but try and leave a highlight on there as well. And it doesn't matter, I've covered our ear up a little bit there, but it doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. We can put some hair over that and then have it so that we've got a highlight in the centre. Beautiful. So can you see how we've got that hair done there? And just a little bit of more of a highlight. And we can darken that as well if we want later. Also this little bit where our hair's like kind of tied in this knot at the top. We need to get that done. But you see how that, where I went over it with that pale ink at the start, I wasn't worried about it because I knew that this would cover that up. so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got her started there, and then it's just a case of picking out colours that we want to colour the rest of it in, and this is where we're going to move to the nature set now. So I'm going to go with this scarlet sunset colour,
Yeah.
which is a gorgeous red. We're going to go for rust and red colours here.
Okay.
Possibly some chestnut as well.
Those are all in the nature as well, aren't they, these ones?
The
Sunset,
nature,
chestnut.
yes.
Yeah.
And then we will, let's just start with this. So again, it's a case of just trying to vary. I'm not going to I don't want a lot of water in my brush, because if I do, it'll dilute the paint, okay, the ink. So by having less water, I can go darker in areas like this, and then again, use the water just to pull out some colour. See, so it creates a natural highlight on that silk scarf, yeah?
Ah, yes.
And then we'll paint around. So it doesn't, you don't have to be too careful, too precious, because, you know, there isn't really that much to have to worry about with the flowers and things, because we're going to blend them all in together anyway.
Very good.
And even with that limited palette, Ben, it's going to look really pretty.
Hi to Shadiah, who's joined us, saying good morning. My Lord Ben and Sheena. Just got home, I'm here now. Hi. And Dawn, another Dawn, says, I get my glycerin from my high street pharmacy.
Yeah.
Only a couple of pound a bottle too.
Yeah, that's right. It's like they use it in cough medicines and things like that, and hand
Yeah.
creams and all kinds of things.
It's readily available, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's and it lasts ages, really does. I've just had to top the bottle up that I'm using. I've used it for years, and I've just topped it up now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does last a long time.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully you can find some, Lynn. As I say, that well-known internet site that sells everything has it, as we know. But yeah, maybe pop down your local pharmacy if you can get out and about. But yeah, hopefully get your hands on it, or send Gaz a message.
yeah, Gaz. He's got it all.
Yeah. Maybe that's why no one can get it, because he's bought all the glycerin in the UK.
I'll have all of the glycerin, all your glycerin, thank you. Just not by half. So I'm going to wipe this up now.
What was that at Evesham? Were you there? Were you doing a
No,
show,
we just
or?
met him. We just got talking, because obviously, you know, messages in on the shows and talking on the
yeah.
chat and everything. And we've just been, and he said it was his birthday, and he was coming to the shop and went, oh, well, yeah. And then, you know, we met up and we had lunch, and we just had a nice little shopping day and things. It was
How
lovely.
far are you from the shop then?
Oh, 10 minutes,
Oh,
5, 10 minutes, yeah.
That's dangerous,
really
isn't
close.
it? Dangerous, that.
I've got a shop dem coming up as well, Ben.
You got what?
A shop demonstration coming up as
Oh,
well.
when's that? Plug
The
it.
23rd of this month. I think it's the 23rd is the Saturday, around
Oh, okay.
that. If it's the 23rd or somewhere around there, I think it's the 23rd. That weekend.
Is it the usual thing that people can
Yeah, you
come
can
along
just
and
drop in and
join the classes?
come and heckle, yeah.
come and
great.
heckle?
Yeah. Gaz is coming back, yeah, Gaz is going, yeah. You love the idea of the heckling. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe go see, meet up on that day, and Gaz will bring all the glycerin he has.
Yeah, you'll have a stand at the back of the back of the show.
It looked like there's weird dodgy dealings going on, wasn't there? Like, yeah.
Roll up, yeah, you glycerin.
Dodgy car park, glycerin exchanges and things, yeah.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. I said to Debbie Robinson the other day, I mean, I don't know how much use I'd be, but I'd love to come along with one of you guys to one of those store days. Maybe I could like usher people to their seats and stuff like that, and
Yay.
you know.
Yeah, you could be the welcome man. Yeah,
the welcome, the warm-up guy.
The warm-up guy, yeah.
You know, all the main
Absolutely.
attraction. I'd love to do that. But that would be fabulous. March the 23rd then.
Sorry?
March the 23rd,
March 23rd,
for you,
yes,
yeah?
absolutely.
All day.
That's the one.
Super duper.
So what I'm doing, Ben, is I've got a limited palette here, because I've just got the naturals, yeah. And but you can see how you can still get a really nice effect with even just, you know, reducing the amount of colour you're using.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a good thing a lot of the time, because if you use too much colour sometimes, it ends up where it's clashing. So less is sometimes better. More isn't always more. I need to colour her hands in there, and there's bits and pieces, so colour the bulk of it in and then come back and see where you need to add some more little bits and pieces in there. Like this.
Fantastic. This. She's got, I always think with this stamp, sort of got Jane Seymour vibes about her, this lady.
Jane Seymour?
Yeah.
The actress?
Yeah. Always remember her from Live and Let Die with Roger Moore.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Was that Connery or?
No, that was Roger Moore.
Oh, Roger Moore. Oh,
All
right,
those feathers and he still can't fly.
Oh yeah, got it. Now looked up.
You
You better when you see the facial expressions. Yeah, got it. Got it. Yeah. Got it now, Ben.
With the
got it.
eyebrow.
Yeah, with the eyebrow. Yeah.
His name is Jaws. He kills people. This is the eyebrow. I used to love Roger Moore so much. He was one of my idols, and he was so self-deprecating, wasn't he? Because he sort of chat about how lucky he was to have got where he was, and someone asked him about his acting ability, and he said his acting was one eyebrow up, one eyebrow down, and that was it. That was about the extent of his range.
Don't you love people who don't take themselves too seriously like that, though? He takes his job seriously, he does the job well, but, will laugh at themselves. And it's makes them so much more appealing and attractive.
Absolutely. That's what I loved about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Good bloke. Good on you, Roger.
Good on you, Rog. I went and saw him in his later years. He was doing Q&A shows at various theatres around the UK, and probably a couple of years before he died, I went and saw him in Torquay, and he was absolutely brilliant. He had a guy just sort of firing questions at him, and it was great to hear some of his stories.
Fabulous.
Best James Bond, in my opinion.
Oh, really? See, I liked Connery.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like that Connery.
Especially who you grow up with, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I thought Brosnan was all right as well, I mean,
yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Brosnan.
I like Brosnan. He didn't like himself as Bond, though, did he? He didn't think he played a very good Bond.
Did he not? Was he not happy with his
He just didn't think he was a very believable Bond, but I liked him as James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Preferred him in Bond than I did in Mamma Mia.
Oh, he could not sing, bless him,
Bless him.
No. Oh, dearie me.
Johnny just he sang in the second one and all. Came back for more, didn't he?
Bless him. I loved Mamma Mia. I like Mamma Mia 1 more than 2.
Yeah. It's just a good feel-good movie, isn't it? What's that?
Oh, Cher the leg.
Oh, Cher's in the second, wasn't she?
There is that. There is the Cher factor. Yeah. I'm gonna use this little pen here to just colour these little bits of hair, because you can also extend them a little bit if you want. So rather than try and use a brush to colour these bits, I would definitely, this is one of those cases when you use your little, the fine pen and do it like that. And if you want to add more details later, if you've lost a little bit of the definition, or want to put some texture in with the hair again, you can go over with that. If you want to bring out some detail in the flowers, you can do that. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
So I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get rid of that quickly. If you're really super quick, you can sometimes blot it, but now I've got an orb. So I'll go over with the blending thing a bit later. We need a little bit of a highlight on it, a little bit of pen and things. But it's not one of those things that you're going to have them coloured in like super fast time. There are quite a few little florals to colour in there, but it is still a pleasurable thing to do. Sometimes, you don't, fast backgrounds and things are one thing, and that's what we've been doing, and the draw the line. But these are much more like, a case of taking your time and doing a little bit of colouring with them.
Stunning as always, Sheena, says Shadaya. Stephanie says, I love the colours, Sheena. Lynn says, thank you, Ben and Sheena, for answering my question. And Stephanie, keep the questions coming in, by the way. We need a load for later on. Otherwise, Essentials Corner will be impressions and songs and dancing and all sorts. And Stephanie Theodore says, it's Sean Connery for me.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
I like Sean. We've all got a favourite though, haven't we? We've all got your Bond, your favourite Bond. It's like Doctor Who as well.
Oh yeah.
You got to have your favourite.
Who was your favourite Doctor Who?
Well, Tom Baker, John Pertwee, but I liked what's his face. Oh, Tennant.
Oh, Tennant.
I love Tennant. Tennant's brilliant. I think Tennant. Yeah, Tennant for
He was very good.
Yeah.
I see Peter Davison I used to love, but again, he was the Doctor when I was little, you see.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's the one that you grew up with, isn't it?
Hide behind the sofa. It wasn't the Daleks that scared me, it was always the Cybermen.
Daleks terrified me. Well, they all terrified me, but yeah, all of them. Daleks especially. Yeah. And then they made them so they could fly, which is not fair at all.
Oh yeah, I still remember that episode. When a bloke ran up the stairs to get away from them because they couldn't go upstairs, could they? And all of a sudden this Dalek just went...
Yeah.
And then it's like got fire from underneath and started flying up the stairs. Scared me for life.
That's all we need is flying Daleks, isn't it?
Flying Daleks.
I remember I used to play out on Saturday and I used to be terrified in case the Daleks got me. And so it was, seriously, I was that kind of nervous child. So I was, my friend I used to play with, Alison Hardy. Alison Hardy, if you're watching now. I used to try and time it so that when it was time for Doctor Who, it was in my head, the Daleks were coming around the corner. I would finish it so that we stopped playing right in front of my door. So that, right, I'm going home now. And so Alison had to run further to her door, so if the Daleks come around the corner, they'd see her.
She was a goner.
And I used to plaster myself against the front door and bang on the door. Like, my parents thought, what's going on? It's like, what? What? Little Daleks. Yeah, bless. Oh, yeah. I was always a nervous child.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and then I got scared with dolls as well. I didn't have dolls for a while.
Like, ventriloquist dummies always freak me out.
It was like the doll. My older brother and sister scared me about the doll that come to life. What was it, Talking Tina or something?
What?
Great, yeah. Oh, it would like come to life, and then it was like it was gonna try and kill you.
What is this?
Like,
Is this a movie?
Yes, I think so. I think it might have been an old Twilight Zone or something like that. So here I am, and it was happened to coincide with my dad had just bought me this big, you know, those walking dolls that like it was like virtually human size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't having that in my bedroom that night. No way. Got put in my brother's room. He was the 10-year-old brother, but you know what? It wasn't in his room by morning either. The doll hadn't walked out, I'm just saying. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, he insisted that it was not left in his room either.
So
yeah.
funny.
Right, I'm going to stick that on there, Ben. Show you what we've got. Let me get a tea pen.
Oh yeah, take
and
pen.
then we'll zap that onto there. And then you can
Jan just said, my nan told me the Daleks were real when I was young, only so she could turn over to watch Crossroads.
Ah, yeah, your nan knew what she was doing. So there we have that.
Brilliant.
And then what that would do is this is going to go on a card like this. And we're going to make a background, sponge background. This is going to sit there. This is another, can you see just the edge of this?
Yeah.
Just multi-stamp it. We're going to put that on there like that. And then we're going to have this sponge, that's going to go on there. That's how we're going to finish that card after I've had it tidy up, if that's all good with you guys. Blooming-tastic. Thank you everyone for the comments coming through. We've had a lot of fun this show. Loads of great hints and tips, of course, from Sheena as well. Any sort of final questions you want to fire in, feel free to do so, because we're getting to that point of the show. We've only got just about half an hour left. It's absolutely flying over. The Mother Earth collection, the stamps for half price, then less your 20% if you're platinum, so under £16, under 20 bucks. And also just to mention as well, if you love those rocker blocks that Sheena's working with, they are on the show for you as well. Let's give you opportunity to get checked out. And whilst you are doing that, here is a very cool Scottish man who you might not know too much about.
My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafter's Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafter's Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK Shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend, Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafter's Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafter's Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge, huge advocate for social media because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafters Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick two. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really, really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that the shopping TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
Welcome back, everybody. Hi to Lynn, who says, oh yeah, clowns and China dolls for me too. Dreadful.
Yeah.
My Laura's scared of clowns.
Really? Yeah, clowns. Yeah, definitely as well. Yeah.
Was it called colorophobia or something, isn't it?
Is it? I believe you.
And Lynn says, I was like that with the Misterons. They scared the living daylights out of me.
Oh yeah, because it was just like a red torch. That was on Captain Scarlet. And it was like, this is the voice of the Misterons. And it was just like a red torch.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Back in the day.
All these things we had when we were growing up. It's amazing that we turned out into such, responsible, confident, rounded people, isn't it? Hello also to Gaz, who's joined us, saying, hello, so sorry I'm late, got dragged out for lunch. Gaz, your ears were burning, we've been talking about you. What we're talking about, you'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah.
But thank you for the card. We're doing this first, yeah. Thank you. I showed it at the top of the shoe. Very kind of you. As I said earlier, the cheque fell out.
Yeah.
Sheena got there first apparently and spent it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 working days. Right. I remember those days back. I worked in the Abbey National for a while as a cashier.
Yeah.
Remember the days when people would pay the cheque and it'd be like 5 working days for it to clear, and then people would pay money
to get it cleared quicker.
Cleared quicker. Yeah, express clearance. Those are the days. Anyway, Shimmer sprays. What a great price here, actually. All 10 of these for just $42.40 or $56.80. You guys probably have seen these before. You've probably got these. If you haven't, what an opportunity to grab. Stock up on them as well. If you've tried shimmer sprays before and you've been disappointed, these are next level, aren't they, Sheena, when it comes to shimmer? They are jam-packed full of that shimmer.
Absolutely jam-packed, and the colours are amazing because what you can do, and I've used a lot of mica-based sprays like this in the past, and what you find is that it's about the quality of the stuff that's in them, the mica.
Yeah.
If it's not very reflective, they don't look amazing. And also, if they just use one pearl mica in everything, and when it goes into black card, all you see is just like a white kind of like chalky finish.
Yeah.
But with these, you can see all the different colours on the black card as the white card. So on the white, you've got a combination of the mica that's in there and the suspension, the colour that's the liquid. And that's how it looks really cool on the white. But on the black, you just see the mica, which it gives it a completely different look again.
It's incredible, really, and as Sheena just described, so you're seeing like what this looks like on your white cardstock on the top, then the black cardstock on the bottom. Just incredible. You've got 10 colours in there. You've got your ice silver and your gold dust. There's the sunset bronze in the middle at the top with your deep seashell pink, and then that beautiful firelight sparkle. And then down the bottom, as we've seen as well, you've got your golden sunflower, that beautiful summer meadow, celestial matte, which I know was Leanne's second favourite when we launched these, to the one just next to it, which he called the Royal Velvet. You've also got the golden heather. I was reading that upside down. It looked like golden Herbert. I was about to read that out. Golden Herbert. No, it's golden heather. £42.40 or $56.80. What I will say is, if you're going for the Shimmer Spray collection, you'll thank you later. Pop in one of the care kits as well. Those are available for you, because what it is, Sheena, isn't it? These are so jam-packed with that mica to give you this effect. Over time, the nozzles will get a little bit clogged.
It's just the physics of the thing, because in order to give it the bling and the reflection, it has to be a solid, and a solid and a liquid will always settle, and it'll find little bits to settle into, and that's what will happen. But what you're going to do is decant the solution from one bottle into a nice clean bottle while you soak the previous bottle, and then you can do that again later. But there's nothing you can do.
No.
I've been using this kind of spray now for, 16 years plus, and I haven't used one that doesn't clog up. But at least with us, you've got we know that, and we've given you the workaround with it.
And it's only another £3, $4 for that workaround. You get you get a bottle, you get 3 of the nozzles, if you like, and then you get your little funnel included in there as well. That is a must-have if you go for this collection, because then when you do get that cloggage, you've got the workaround. That's a great one, isn't it? Cloggage. You've got the workaround, as Sheena's just mentioned. Also, very quickly, I won't spend the half an hour that I did earlier on this. You can go back and watch it at the back end of last hour. The layout collection, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. These have flown out since we touched on it. I think a few people perhaps haven't had a chance to go through that section on the website, but the layout collection is part of our National Craft Month, it's in effect clearance section, really, where you're going to get all of these paper craft items in that section, and you'll get an extra 30% off when you use the code NCM Paper. You must put that code in. I can't stress that enough. So you will see the section on the website, all of the items listed that qualify for that code, but you need to physically type that in at checkout to get the 30% off. And this layout collection brings you, of course, your folder. Within your folder, you've got all of your recipes in here. Again, I won't kind of go through these in full detail, but all of the projects in here that you've got 30 of them in total, which give you the look of the card. You've got your sketch there as well, the actual layout itself, and on the reverse of the card you have got all of your instructions which you can follow to create 30 different projects in here. And as we were talking about at length earlier on, once you've got that sketch there, you can upsize that, you can downsize that to create cards of all sorts of different sizes. You get the folder, you get the 30 recipe cards, you're going to get your magnetic panels to store your dies on, you're going to get 2 panels to store your stamps on as well, and then look at all of this. Again, I'll go through fairly quickly, but we're going to give you 9 meters of satin ribbon, 3 colors, 3 different widths, that's 9 meters in total, of course. You're then going to get all of your adhesive gems. Again, not surprising to learn that the colours there are going to match up perfectly for you. And then look at all of the dies that you get. All of these, again, are the dies that you will be using when you follow the recipe card. So you've got your embellishment, you've got banner dies in there, you've got the beautiful nesting tags, new tag dies launching tomorrow here on Crafters TV. You've got your border dies to create those sort of beautiful edges, torn edge effect as well. Different kind of decorative nesting frame dies included in here too. And then of course you've got your sort of everyday shapes as well. So you've got your squares in there. Each of those has that beautiful sort of like deckled edge outer as well. You've got your circles, again your small circle nesting dies. You've got your larger circle nesting dies in there too. And then ovals, always very, very handy to have as well. And then all of your embossing folders. So you've got your 6x4 3D embossing folder, and then you've got your 2D 5x7, which has got those beautiful butterflies on. You've got your 2D 5x5, which has got all of those beautiful florals on. It does keep going. You've got your sentiments on there as well. So sentiments for all sorts of different occasions. There are actually, how many have we got on there? Loads, too many to count. I thought it said on the back of the, done myself over there, haven't I? Sandbagged myself there. So how many's got? Oh, it doesn't say. Lots. And you've also got your stamps there as well, which you can colour in. So stamps here for all sorts of occasions, from flowers to presents and butterflies and birdhouses. It's all included in there. All of that should be that price. It's this price now. Platinum price is this price, but then you use that code NCM paper and it will bring that down for you to $44.79 if you're in the UK and you're platinum, $55.99 if you're in the US. Crazy, crazy price. Loads of people have ordered that today. Why not get yourself one? And I know we had people chatting earlier going, I've already got one, but at that price, maybe I will get another. Just as we go back to Sheena as well, I don't know the answer to this question, but Valerie says, question, wasn't glycerin a hand cream used years ago?
Yes, it was.
Was it?
You know the stuff that like you get in the catalogue and it was like ding dong.
Yes.
Calling. Yeah, rose and glycerin hand cream. I grew up with it. Yeah, it was absolutely. It's that's what they use it in a lot of skincare products and things. Yeah,
right.
Because it does attract moisture by nature. So that's why it's great for faux leather and things. It makes the card really supple.
Well, there we go. It's a very adaptable substance, isn't it, the glycerin? We've got about just under 20 minutes to go, Sheena. What are we going to have a look at?
Okay, so to finish this little one here, I've used my white pen, gel pen, opaque white. This was the one that we got with the sketch pack, and also with the Bella Luna white kit. And I've just gone and dotted these little flowers here on this little cherry blossom branch. And then just to give it a little bit of a little pop, a little highlight, I also used it in her hair to give a little bit of a highlight in there. And then you can also add a little bit of glitter and bling on that if you want shortly. But what I'm going to do now is continue with this here, which is the panel, which just shows how these little corners make a really cool panel or border or anything you want to use them for, because they're designed to extend and repeat the pattern. And what I've done is I've completed this side by mirroring what's on that side. So I left here because this is going to be covered up with that, yeah? So I didn't have to worry about that bit. But I could have done this at the bottom, but I didn't. What I did was I followed where this side was and mirrored that side. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right, so now I need my little bit of cord and my embossing powder. And we'll heat that, and then that's that panel done, and then we'll create a background. And we might even get a bit of the sprays into the background as well, because why not? For the last part of the show. So
okay.
Pop that there, and heat this. And you know what, if you're a beginner, gold and silver is a great embossing colour to start with, because they look rubbish until they're melted. Some of them, if they've got glitter in them already, you actually don't look that different, so you can overheat them. And if you overheat them, they'll just go flat and dull. Whereas the gold, as soon it's very obvious when it changes. Yeah. So once it's done, it's done. So that's cool. So now the next thing, that's going to stand there, but we need to pattern this here. But I think that just looks really, really pretty as it is, with this going to be over there. I think that works. A treat. Absolutely. So we're going to pop that to one side. We're going to come to this bit, and we're going to bring in a brand new Brian.
Ah, brand new Brian.
So you can see it's just a cheapy kitchen sponge, and somebody again was asking me to show them how I create an arty Brian. Now, can you imagine? This is a true story. one time I had 20 odd people on a workshop.
Yeah.
And I was creating a brine for 20 people. So can imagine your partner walking in and seeing you with all this sponge, just pulling bits out of the sponge. It was like, whoa, staying back there.
Yeah.
Wide berth, like, yeah, back out, don't see anything. I look like, is this a cry for help?
Here.
Yeah, really, nothing to see. Stepping backwards and just like, yeah, quick exit. But that's it. What you're doing is you're just getting rid of all the hard edges and making it look a bit more like a, a bit more like a natural sponge, kind of random. Go random. And then that's great. He's ready to perform. What a guy. It's all
What
sorted.
a guy. He's ready to go.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use some of this colour I used in the main image. So we've got amber here. I'm going to add some of this, this one here, but use probably more of this scarlet colour. No, sunset. I keep saying scarlet. It's sunset. It is sunset. There's no scarlet there. Might use a touch of topaz. Touch of topaz. And we'll see how we get on there. We might want to darken it down a little bit, but the secret is, with your sponging technique, is don't wet the sponge, so wet it, and then squeeze out most of the moisture out of it, because you're going to want to have that so that it's still quite strong colour. If you squeeze too much out, you're going to dilute the colour a little bit too much. So you're going to create really cool backgrounds by just, can you see the way I'm just alternating, the way I'm sponging? I'm twisting the sponge around, and what I'm wanting is really, I don't want white card showing through it. So what I'll do is I'll dry that, squeeze that out the sponge, dry that up, add some more colour that I want to continue with on there, which is going to be the topaz, like that. But don't scribble it on your wet surface, because then you'll be diluting your, the ink in your pen, and you don't want to do that. But I do just want to use the lighter colour just to fill in the white bits of card. And can you see how that looks really cool, marbled effect with just your pens? And all the colours you're using, they should work great, because they're all the colours that you've got in your main image. That's going to sit on here. Yeah. Like that.
Ooh, yes.
And that panel's going to sit on there, like this. Oh, I may need to come across just a tiny... Oh, no, I probably don't, because the thing's going to sit over there. That's going to come on there, like that. And this is going to sit there. So we're good. So I need to dry that and regroup, OK? I'm speed drying.
Dry and regroup.
Regroup.
Whilst you're regrouping, lots of chat still about the layout collection. Valerie's saying, love my layout collection. Spread the news, everybody, with that code. It's an absolute steal today. You need to snap it up. If you've been thinking, shall I, shan't I, there will not be a better day to snap that one up. There's the code if you need, at the bottom of the screen. Cindy, to this message, I would say keep practicing. Says Sheena and Ben, doing another wonderful show again. Thank you. I cannot get the drawer line to work for me. He said, I've used the pens, paper and brush. Must be my water. Maybe, I don't know. She's just saying, Cindy says she's trying to draw the line, but she just can't quite get the hang of it. And she's saying maybe it's her water that she's
I think
using.
it's the water. You've got dodgy water. Your water's too dry.
Yeah. Or maybe you're in a hard water area. Maybe that's what it is.
Hard water. I would say it's usually, you've got to be quite quick when you draw the line.
Yeah.
Use the watercolour card and use quite a bit of water on your brush.
And also, Sheena, as you're... sorry, if you think I'm shouting, it's because Sheena's got her tool on. She's also got a bit of a funny ear. I mean, she's not got a funny ear. She's a bit, got... Anyway. Rose is asking, do you know yet what you're doing in the Evesham store on the 23rd? Because she lives nearby and she's thinking of turning up.
Yes, I'm going to be doing the thing that we're launching next Wednesday.
Oh!
Which are the bold florals with the frames. They're going to be fun, background techniques and loads of colour. Very Art Nouveau, very pretty. That's what we're going to be doing.
Get along, Rose, I would. Well, whatever Sheena's doing, it's going to be marvellous, isn't it? And you get to meet the legend that is. So I would be down there if I were you, especially if you live
know
nearby.
what? If there's other stuff there, Ben, we're going to be going off-piste again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's face it. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Absolutely. One thing it won't be is a dull day. When Sheena's in town, whatever happens, it will be a lot of fun. It will be a lot of fun.
Thank you for that, Ben, because I love being in town with you guys. it's fab, and it's a very lucky to be able to do that. So then I'm going to stick that together there. That's going to stick on there. We're almost done. We're almost there. And then we'll have a little play with, if we've got time, the sprays, if you want to see what we can do with that as well. So let's pop that on there. It's nice to have that. So we've packed in techniques, lots of techniques. And we have also completed a card, so you can see how we can pop that together as well. And then, so I think we've kept busy, have we not?
We have kept busy. I feel like we've learnt a lot. I feel like we've brought some deals to people's attention which potentially, you know, weren't going to be on the show. And I feel like we had lots of great questions as well, and that's what this is all about. We're live and interactive, so get the questions in. Bonnie Dressen says, I like to think of Sheena as my pigment expert. Oh. It's not just paint or markers or ink, it's the pigment in them that matters. I've learned so much from Sheena about manipulating pigments.
Oh, cool. Well, that's it. It's just about having confidence and playing with the colour and seeing what you can do with it. And I think that's just, it's good fun that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me get my scissors out and do this. There.
And also, I must just say hello to Barbara R, who's apparently feeling a little bit down in the dumps at the moment. Well, Barbara, cheer up. Join us here today for the rest of the shows. Maybe I should throw a few extra dad jokes in or something like that maybe later. Is that put a smile on your face? Who said no?
Oh.
We're here again later on, Barbara, and for all of you as well, Sheena and I, for a beautiful beginning. So we've got loads of Sheena's collections coming up later on, and of course the little sit-down session with Sheena as well on Essentials Corner from around about 6:30.
There you go. Voila.
Amazing that.
Isn't it like, I feel it's awful. It's like, when it's Christmas and your elderly relative comes over and you're having a conversation and they're having their own conversation because they haven't heard anything of what you've said. I feel like that. I feel like it's really annoying. It's Eustace Tube, apparently.
That's the London Underground place, isn't it?
It is, just off the Victoria line, apparently. That's why I never find where I'm going. I'm asking for the Eustace Tube, So she's obviously a Geordie pet.
No, I do feel your pain. It's horrible when you get a blocked ear.
Yes, it's annoying.
Oh. I was at the doctor's the other day and there was a bloke there. He had custard in one ear. He had sponge in another ear. I said, "What's your problem, mate?" He said, "Oh, I'm a trifle deaf."
Oh. I have to give it to you. It was timely, though. It was appropriate and timely.
Yeah,
it was.
It was appropriate and timely.
But I might have heard it better than it was as well.
Pardon? That's how as well. I went to the doctor the other day as well because I had this bad cut on my arm, and the doctor said, "Oh, you're going to need some stitches in there." I said, "You know what, doc? I'll just do it." And she went, "Okay, suit yourself." Suit yourself.
Suit yourself. I don't know if I can take much more.
Good night.
Oh no. Make it stop.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Yeah, the power of the people who have the power of mute, just saying.
The power of the mute.
Help me. So basically, here's the thing though, Ben.
Yeah.
With these, aren't the colours gorgeous? Again, you know what you would do? I like to look at colours that are going to mix together and things like that. Plus, you can do great verdigris and everything. With this straight away, I'm looking verdigris, that and that. Look at that. Bit of verdigris there. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Bit of that in it, bit of copper of it. So there's 4 background techniques. There's 4 metals you can do. There's a plethora of things you can do with them. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Brian into the mix again because I'm going to show you, if you want to just use them as they are, you literally can just spray and go, right? So give them a shake, give them a spray, and usually the thing is, get a spray booth. Gaz made me a fantastic spray booth with Bella Luna backing papers and laminated it and everything. I am going to be able to spray with absolute abandon and not worry about it going over the house.
Bella the spray booth.
Yeah, Bella the spray booth, yeah. So look at that. So you just spray, right? That's as complicated as it isn't. But then I'm going to also spot a little bit more here and there. And we're going to use a little bit of that one as well. And then if you get your sponge into the mix, it covers so you can actually use less, and it gives you a different background look. And if you want to put that more like kind of textured speckled look back on it, you can do that as well by letting that dry and then coming back over again. But I love to have a background completely covered like that. I think that just looks super cool. And then if you want to look and think, right, well, maybe do a little bit darker down here. Let's do a little bit of the lighter at the top again. And it really is just a case of having a good play with it. You see, I quite like that there. So for mixed media, and if you've got silhouette stamps, this is perfect to stamp. An open stamp like the stamp that we've got on the show today, not the best ones for this because you know they're going to see all that colour through there. But if you've got like a silhouette a solid stamp, then they're the ones that you want to, or your die cuts, put them out in black, put them over the top of that. You really don't want colour on colour because all the colour's in there. But the amount of sparkle on this is just, it is otherworldly. Absolutely fantastic. But even just as kitchen sponge, you're going to get a whole different look there. Now, there's other things you could do as well if you wanted to do it before this. We haven't got time on the show, but I can tell you quickly, is you could have stamped and embossed in that white or clear embossing powder.
Oh, my goodness me, flip that again.
And then when you sponge it, you're going to get all of that resist. So you'll see the white underneath the pattern, and then you'll get the resist on the top. You can probably stamp with these as well if you've got some text stamps. If you put it on with a sponge, you could pop that on your stamp and then stamp with them. Don't think, because they're in spray bottles, that that's the only way to use them. You've seen me on other shows when I've been painting with them. You could put the accent colour on this little thing here if you wanted to add some of the colour in these little bits.
Very good.
There's nothing to stop you taking a brush and painting it on as well. So if you take that and then just pop a little bit of the accent where the florals are, use the appropriate colour, then it's going to make this pop, and it's going to give it a little bit more, draw your eye to the main focal image.
Yeah. And just a quick question as well whilst we're watching you. Laurie's just asking if you can make backgrounds on glossy paper such as photo paper. Would it dry or not? Oh,
you know, photo paper's tricky because some photo paper's plastic coating. Other photo paper has like a coating on it that's like a chalky coating that all of it just sinks into. It's really difficult. What I would say, whatever paper you've got, give it a little try. It's hard to know. They really are all different. That's not a cop-out. It's just that they, without knowing the brand and everything, which is why when I say if you find a brand that has a great card, and you're a stamper, stick to it.
Exactly.
Like the watercolor card here, stick to that because you know that every time that's going to work a treat for you.
Absolutely phenomenal, that. The Shimmer Spray collection, I mean, if you're platinum, what value? $4.24 or $5.68 a bottle if you're a platinum customer, so worth jumping in, grabbing more if you've already got it, and if you haven't yet got it, it's a great day to buy it with that 10% discount. Altje de Vries just asking about the watercolor card. How many grams is it? It's 300 is the watercolor, 300 GSM. And of course, if you want more of the watercolor card, you shop the Beautiful Beginnings show. We've got a buy two get one free. It's all there, shop the day. The watercolor card, by the way, is also within that code. You can use the code to get it for 30% off. So it's a great day. You know, if you've even come to us and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to sort of shop on things like collections. I'm not going to get the Shimmer Spray. It's a great day when we have these codes to shop for the craft room essentials like your watercolor card, your multi-purpose, like your adhesives and all these different things. So do check out the website and use that code. It's multi-use as well. I didn't tell you that, but it's multi-use. Massive thank you to Sheena. That 2 hours has flown over. And what are we going to do in Beautiful Beginnings then?
Well, we've got a combination. We've got Bella Luna and we've got Cosmic.
Wow.
So we've done Earth, Moon, Cosmic. So we're calling occupants of interplanetary craft.
Yay!
Thank you. Have you waited all day for that?
Right at the end of the show. That was Sheena Douglas. Thank you very much. Good night. We're back in 2 hours' time. Don't forget you can catch more crafty content over on 24/7 on YouTube. Check out the deals on the website. We'll see you in 2 hours. Bye.